Get fast, reliable internet for any budget. Now qualifying customers can get Xfinity Internet free through the Affordable Connectivity Program. That's right, free high-speed internet from Xfinity. And Internet Essentials customers can get equipment included at no extra cost. Get started today.
Finally tired of doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results? Well, this show is going to help you change your life for the better. Strap on your seatbelt and navigate this roller coaster we call life with human potential expert and best-selling author Dr. Verna Price. Each week, Dr. Verna blesses you with her virtues to live your best life so you can be the best you that you can be.
Welcome back to Dr. Verna's Virtues. And for those of you who are joining me for the very first time, welcome. I'm Dr. Verna Cornelia Price, and it is good to have you. And for those of you who are regulars, welcome back. I told you I'm back from summer and back to doing regular sessions, so glad to have you back. So today we're going to talk about protecting your brand. Let me say this again. Protecting your brand. And before we get into that, let's just do our affirmation. For those of you who are new, we start our podcast out every week. I start out with an affirmation. So you have something to say to yourself all week long to begin to restructure how you think about yourself. So let's go ahead and start. And this is going to be the personal power one, okay? And it goes like this. My power is my ability to think a new positive thought, see a new positive vision, speak new positive words, write new positive goals, and do something new and positive with my life by taking a new positive action step. So be sure you take that action step. And what is that action step? What are you going to do to activate your personal power? Here's what I know. I know that when you were born with power. And when you were born with enough power in your life every day to change whatever it is that you want to change in your life. So I recently had a situation where someone I knew sent me something to look at for what she was doing. And I took a look at it, and then I thought about the person, and then I took a look at the information, and I thought to myself, who do you really want to be? So in other words, what do you want your brand to be? So when people think about who you are, what are they going to think about you? When people hear your name, what's the image that comes into their mind when they hear your name? Do you understand that corporations spend hundreds of millions of dollars just on one thing, protecting their brand? Do you know why they're wealthy? Because they protect their brand. They don't just let anybody take their brand. They don't just let anybody use their logo, anybody use their name. And if there is a process for protecting your brand, why is it that we just don't protect our brand? We just let anyone say whatever they want to, whatever they want to about us. We let anyone use our name. We let anyone use our information, and we're not protecting our brand. Let me tell you, your brand, which first of all begins with your name, is your name respected? When people hear your name, when they hear Dr. Verna Cornelia Price, what are they thinking? What are they saying? Now, I'm not saying that there are going to be people who are going to gossip. And of course, those are their people. Those are people in the world. They will always be there. There will always be someone who wants to talk about you. But the reality is, if your brand is strong enough, when your name comes up, when your business comes up, if your brand is strong enough, your brand will speak for itself. So the question becomes, how do I protect my personal brand? Because you have a personal brand, and you don't have to have a business to have a brand. What do you want to be known as? Do you want to be known as smart? Do you want to be known as resourceful? Do you want to be known as connecting? Do you want to be known as talented? What do you want to be known as? Do you want to be known as the person who gets it done? What do you want to be known as? What do you want your brand to be? Now, let me tell you one thing. When you establish a brand, when you have that brand, it is difficult to shake it, which is so important that when you establish a brand, it's a brand that you want. Don't allow people to establish your brand. You establish it yourself. What do you want? What do you want to be known for? What do you want to be thought of as? And you put that messaging out there for yourself. Begin to build your brand. And social media is quite something because you can destroy your brand in a day on social media. I have seen grown people, grown folk, and you might be a grown folk that I'm talking to right now. And you put some picture up on social media that is totally inappropriate. You have no business putting that picture up there. And then you wonder how come when you go to work, someone says they kind of says a little off comment to you. But the fact is that you put this photograph up there on Facebook that was clearly inappropriate for a professional person like you, or you say something in social media that is way off. And you think to yourself, I wonder how come people aren't calling me anymore to book me? How come people don't want to be working with me anymore? Well, you may want to look at what it is that you have done to your brand. Let me tell you, you protect your brand. You protect what you say. You protect what you look like. You protect what goes out there about you. For example, if someone just wants to take a picture with you just because, and this happens to me sometimes just because, I don't take a picture with everyone. Why? Because there are some people who I do not want connected to my brand at all. And you may say, oh, Dr. Verna, that is a terrible thing to say. No, it's not. It's called protecting your brand. Check with your major corporations. Check with them and see. There are some people they will not have on their brand, which is why, for example, in the media, when something happens with a big star, they say something crazy, they do something awful. What happens to all of their sponsors? They pull their sponsorships. Why? Because they're trying to protect their brand. Now, if they're protecting their brand, you get to protect your brand too. So I'm going to give you a couple of strategies for protecting your brand. Number one, be clear about what kind of messages you are putting out in the world about yourself. The first place to start protecting your brand is with your mouth. Be really clear and make sure that whatever you are saying about yourself, what I would call your messaging, is positive messaging. If you put the brand out there that, I'm so this, guess what? Your brand is going to be I'm so this, and it's going to be negative. So one, protect your brand by what you're saying about yourself. Number two, protect your brand by what you are posting in social media. Make sure that what you are posting about yourself, whether it's your pictures, whether it's who you're with, whether it is your information, that information lines up with the brand that you want. And hopefully, I'm making an assumption that you want a positive brand, Third, you protect your brand by who it is you align yourself with. If you aligned yourself with a certain group, a certain person, let me tell you, they are going to sway your brand. So make sure that you are connecting and you are aligning with people who are aligned with your vision, your mission, your passion, and your brand. Because what's going to happen is that if they are not aligned with your brand will be tarnished, your brand will be damaged, and it will take you a while to get it back. It's amazing when you go to, if I were to send you to like a major public relations marketing kind of workshop, you know where they start? They start with your brand. They say, what is your brand? So here's where I want you to start. I want you to do a brand assessment of yourself. What are people saying about you? What is your brand out there? What are people thinking about you? And you'll know that. You will know that by doing your research. You'll know that by actually asking around. Just check in with a couple of people who know you and love you and will be honest with you. And let's ask them, what do people say about me, right? In other words, what's the brand out there that I have put out? And then you want to think about, if you have, for whatever reason, put a negative brand about yourself, you can rebrand. which is why businesses do it all the time. They rebrand themselves. You can rebrand yourself. Maybe you were this particular thing. You don't want to be that anymore, right? You don't want to be the person who's always like this anymore. So you begin to what? Rebrand, refresh your brand so that you can get to where you want to be. So in this conversation with you, I want you to think about your brand. And if your brand is doing what you want it to do, I want you to make it even better by protecting your messaging, by protecting what you're posting, and by protecting who you're aligning with. All right. I hope this has been very helpful to you today. And send me an email, drvernaprice.com. Go to my website, learn more about me. Read some of my books. It'll be very, very helpful to you in protecting your brand. And I will see you next week. Let's finish out with our affirmation. And let's do the Change Your Life one. We'll finish with your Change Your Life. This is my life because it is your brand after all. And I get to change it because it is your brand after all. When I want to, how I want to, if I want to, because it was given to me. You created that brand. Now you get to keep it, make it stronger, or you get to change it. And that makes me very valuable, very important, very lovable, and extremely powerful. All right, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Get caught up on previous episodes of Dr. Verna's Virtues at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
At Hy-Vee, we take pride of being part of the communities we serve. In 2021, we donated more than 14 million meals, and this year, we're committed to doing even more. For over 90 years, we've been the place that people turn in time of need, and we take that very seriously. That's why we're loading our semis full of food this week and making deliveries across the Midwest to help families this Easter. To join our effort, simply donate when you're at the checkout. Together, we can make a big difference for those in need.
All right, did you know I was the Mommy Slam Dunk Champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, I go to left, fake 'em out. Mama, go up, mama!
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
Y'all know how important helping the community is to me, and let's be honest, our communities need us right now. All of us. People are always asking me, Shaletta, how can I make a difference? Well, I have the answer. Xcel Energy is putting on its annual day of service, and you can take part. It's happening Thursday, September 8th through Sunday, September 11th. There will be nearly 80 nonprofit projects where you can volunteer to pack meals for folks in need, put together school supply kits, and more. Join thousands of your neighbors along with Xcel Energy employees. You can even get your kids involved. It's a meaningful opportunity for your entire family to make a difference. To learn more about Xcel Energy's Day of Service project, go to their website at www.xcelenergy.com/DOS info. Do your part to give back to the places where we all live and work.